I'm Michelle Gussow, and this is something straight out of my mind.
So I don't know if there is a name for this, but it's where something isn't particularly creepy when it happens originally, but later on looking back, it's like really creepy. And with TV, I have what I call three. The three main creepies that weren't really creepy at the time, but wow, now you think about it, they're creepy. And so I thought I would share those with you because I've talked about these, with just in discussions before. And so I guess we'll start. I always say the first one was an episode of the TV show Alias Smith and Jones. It was called Six Strangers at Apache Springs. And Curry and Hayes were making a deal with a woman named Caroline Rangeley to go dig up some gold that they'd hidden in places, she and her husband. And they'd been negotiating on a percentage. And there's this scene where Pete Duell, plays Hayes, is in a bathtub and he's just kind of resting. And this woman barges in and comes up with an offer. And he said, okay, deal. And he says, you don't mind if I don't get up and shake with you? And she says, don't worry, they could pin you to a Christmas tree and I wouldn't look. Okay. Not creepy at the time. But when Pete Duell shot himself, as it goes, he was found naked under his Christmas tree. So, for me, a little creepy. Okay. So I do have to use a cheat sheet on Untitled here. Second, Chico and the Man episode called Long Live the Man. Now, in this particular episode, Ed and Chico come back from fishing or something, or just some trip somewhere, and Ed reads his obituary. Everybody thinks he's dead. They're greeted actually by Mondo, he's alive. And it turns out somebody else named Ed Brown had passed away, but Ed had gone to the funeral home and didn't see anybody there, but it turned out it was because these people found out it was the wrong Ed Brown, so they left. So to boost his spirits, sort of Chico puts on like a mock funeral where Louie's there and Mabel, who's the mail carrier, and they say some words about Ed. Well, after that, Chico comes to Ed and says, what if I was dead? I'm dead. Say I'm dead. And he says, so what would you say about me at my funeral? Okay. Maybe a little strange of an episode anyway, but not creepy at the time. But you fast forward a few years, and Freddie was deceased, and Jack Albertson was speaking at his funeral. Kind of creepy. Okay, the third one that really strikes, it's creepy to me. An episode of the Hardy Boys. Now, it was actually the Hardy Boys Nancy Drew Mysteries at the time, and it was a Hardy Boys episode, and it was called the Flickering Torch Mystery, and had a guest star, one of my favorite people, Ricky Nelson, and he played a rock star named Tony Eagle. And the whole thing centered around the fact that it was planned that at some point when he was in his plane with the band, flying wherever they were flying, either the plane was going to blow up or something was going to happen and they were all going to die. And of course the Hardy Boys saved the day, no problem, but considering, fast forward again, years later, I'm not going to go into the details, about Rick, but it just made that, again, very creepy. So, if you notice something in TV like that, please share it with me, and I'll see you when there's something straight out of my mind.